State of the markets. We got 7 o'clock Central Time, August the 2nd, 2026. I hope you're doing well this evening. I hope you learned something. I'm here to help you. I'm going to show you what I go through every weekend preceding that Monday through Friday trading week. What I look at: futures, earnings reports, economic reports. What's on my mind? Are there some oversold companies out there that I'm interested in? And we'll look at all of that. So let's go ahead and just get right to it, okay? So let's go to CNBC and we will check on, we're going to refresh that page and we're going to check on futures. So you can see at the very top, breaking news: oil drops 4% after what? President Trump calls off planned strike on Iran. So here again, no war. We're going to have a settlement, and the futures obviously are green. You can see the Dow's up 178, just click 186. S&P up 34 points. The NASDAQ, that's your tech, that is up 223, now 220. So this is live. This is not real time. This is going to be delayed a little bit. Let's go to oil. Even though it's up here, this is probably this is WTI. So let's go to oil. So the first one, $80.71 a barrel, down 396 or 4.68%. That's going to be WTI, West Texas Intermediary, and Brent's going to be 83.86. Both of them's down about 4.6%. So to differentiate that, the one on the left there, the cheapest, is domestic, and Brent's going to be the European continent, the Middle East, North Africa, etc. And the difference there obviously is the word shipping. To ship that product over here is going to be a little bit more, but we normally go by the WTI, West Texas. Either way, that's good. We want the oil to go down, gas to go down. Gas is a derivative of oil, and so we know if a barrel of oil goes down, ultimately our gas prices are going to go down. That will help the economy. That will increase the discretionary income. So right now, futures are up. Now, that could change in a second. So lot can happen between now and 8:30 Central Time in the morning when the main market opens up. But right now, things are green, which is awesome. These futures could be up double, okay, if they were to reach a settlement between now and then. So as a trader, as an investor, you kind of want to know what the temperature of the water is, and right now it's good. So awesome. So let's go. The next thing on the list, I've got futures and war. I covered that. Let's go to economic reports and maybe some earnings. So we're going to stop sharing here, and we're going to share another page, which is we're going to go to my Twitter account, and we're going to go to Stock Trader Network. They do a really good job showing us on one page about our earnings next week, before the market opens, after the market is closed, and also this middle part, the economic data, which is basically the economic reports. So there's big reports and there's small reports. Your big reports are going to be CPI, PPI, GDP, and your smaller reports are these reports that you're looking at for the most part. Now, they're all important, but you have, the consumer price index and the producer price index. Those are really going to move the market. Why? Because the Federal Reserve takes those reports and they make decisions on whether to keep interest rates the same, raise them, or lower them. But this week, upcoming week, I'm looking at normal Thursday jobless reports. We've got a unemployment rate on Friday. Now, these times that I'm looking at are going to be Eastern time zone. I'm in the central, northeast Mississippi. So I know that if it says 8:30, it's 7:30 my time. Not looking at anything that's going to really stand out and what I would call change the trajectory of the market for the most part. So when it comes to economic reports, it looks just normal, nothing that stands out. Now let's go to earnings. So we've had 2 big weeks of earnings back to back. What does this week hold? So Monday, the upper part here is pre-market. So you got a line. So above this line is going to be pre-market before the market opens at 8:30 our time. Okay, and then after the market closes, excuse me, below the line. So you've got Monday, nothing sticks out other than, well, Lowe's pre-market tomorrow morning. That probably won't move the market, but that will give us an indication about housing, okay, and what the feel for housing is. And I think housing is still kind of draggy, but we'll see. And their forward guidance, they will let us know what they see. The big one tomorrow after the bell is certainly Palantir, your software company, and that will be big. And I don't know about as far as market moving, but that's a very volatile company, very highly traded company. So Tuesday you've got Caterpillar before the market, McDonald's. I see Toyota, Pfizer, Merck. After the market, wow, there's your biggie, AMD and SpaceX. And I as a in parentheses, I messed up a couple of videos. I said SpaceX is on Wednesday after the close, and I just got mixed up, and it's actually Tuesday. Tuesday it's going to be after the close, SpaceX, and then Thursday the 6th is when they release all of those shares for the insiders to be sold if they want to do that. So we'll talk about that maybe at the end of this discussion. But Tuesday after the bell, all eyes will definitely be on AMD and SpaceX. Most of them SpaceX. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Wednesday before the bell, you've got Eli Lilly, big company, GLP-1 drug maker, Shopify, Uber. There's Disney. I'm interested in Disney, see what they have to say. After the bell, Block, used to be Square. I'm interested in what they have to say because they're going to tell us about the consumer, okay, at the retail side. Thursday, I don't see anything real big before the bell, not for me, maybe for you. But after the bell, I'm looking at DraftKings. I'm looking at Trade Desk. Roku supposedly was bought out by Fox, and they're going to announce their earnings. And I think that deal is close to closing. But we'll see what they say about their business. And then Friday, the big one that sticks out is Wendy's. How's Wendy's doing? And we'll see what they tell us about the restaurant market. Okay. You've got McDonald's on Tuesday, Friday, you've got Wendy's, and I eat at both of them. So that'll be interesting. What are they telling us? How's the customer looking when they come into their place of business? Same store sales, is it up? Is it flat? Is it down? All of that good stuff. Okay, so that's futures, that's war, that's economic reports, that's earnings. So let's go to my fifth thing on my list, which is, what am I looking at? Are there some stocks out there that are oversold that are interesting to me? So let's stop sharing this page and let's share another page called FinViz. And let's go to FinViz and walk through that real quick. So I go to this finviz.com because it's free. You do have to put up with a lot of ads. And I go to my screener and I screen for stocks that are less than 30 on the RSI, Relative Strength Index. But before I do that, hadn't really planned on doing this, but I also look at Insider. I go right here to Insider and click on all transactions. And I just want to look at the sales first. These are the inside people in the company that own a lot of stock, and it tells their buys and their sales. Are they selling their stock? Are they buying their stock? And I scroll down here pretty quick, and I look on the left side over here for companies that I am familiar with. Okay, and if something sticks out, okay, I see PACCAR here. I know that trucking company. A good friend of mine, Bo, he used to work for that company, and it looks like they've had some sales on that. Preston Fight officer sold 50,000 shares at $133, and he did that on July the 31st. Here's Lance Walters sold 1,000 shares. So PACCAR is seeing some selling. Here's Bryce Pawlowski, maybe. Sold 1,900 shares. Here's Enrique, probably Enrique Bogler sold nearly $400,000 worth of stock. So we've got some inside selling on PACCAR, a company that I'm familiar with. Anytime an insider sells stock, to me, that's a negative. It's not a positive. If I'm an insider, I should know more about the company than people like me. And certainly if I'm selling the stock, why would I sell? Why would I sell stock if I'm the insider? Because I feel like it may be pretty high. It may have a pretty good chance to go down. So on the other side, you've got insider buying. Okay, so who's buying their company stock? Well, the first one, wow, look at the Ions. We own Ions. I own that. Okay, I bought Ions when they were oversold. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm losing money on that. You can see here, let me go back to that. You can see this chart, and you can see a big drop off there. But I'm looking at Michael Hayden. Michael Hayden has bought 20,000 shares. He's put $1 million into the company. And well, that's encouraging. And he did that on July 31st and looks like the 30th. And so I like that. Okay. I haven't sold my Ions, and I could have sold it a little earlier last week and made a little bit of money, but I held on to it and it actually gapped down. So now I'm in the red instead of the black on that. But I see Ions. We got some insider buying, so that's encouraging for me, and I like that. I don't really see anything else insider buying that sticks out to me. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the top and let's screen for companies that are oversold. What is oversold as I speak? Here we go. We're going to go to all. We're going to go to the first column that says market cap and click that. And we're going to go down to mid over $2 billion. We're going to wait and let that populate. We're going to go to the second column and go down to RSI. There's your relative strength index. We're going to click it, and we want to look at oversold 30. All companies that are oversold with a 30 RSI, okay, 30 or down. And then we're going to go the same column, second column, to average volume. We want these companies to average every day at least 1 million shares. And then the fourth and last thing, we're going to go all the way over to the last column at the very top right, and it says country. Instead of any, we're going to click on that and click USA. So we're looking for companies that are based in this country. So we have 4 metrics that we've chosen. We've got mid caps over $2 billion. We're looking oversold on under 30 down, average volume of 1 million shares, and we want them to be based in this country. So what do we have? Wow, 15 companies. And we start with Aon, and we go down and see Ions. That's one that I own, and obviously it's less than 30. I see Qualcomm, your semiconductor, didn't have a very good week last week, and Roblox did not have a good week. So those are the only 3 that I can see, and the only one that I'm really interested in is the one that I already own, Ions. I'm not interested in Qualcomm. That semiconductor space, if that were NVIDIA or if that were AMD, I would probably perk up. But not Qualcomm, nothing personal. Roblox, the gaming business is not a business I know a whole lot about. And I know that, they don't have a wide moat. Anybody can get into gaming. So I'm not interested in anything on this page. Okay. So when it comes to next week, nothing is piking my interest when it comes to oversold companies, RSI less than 30. So why don't we go to my positions and show you where I stand on all of those? Okay. So stop sharing and we'll see if anybody has got a question. I don't see any questions. So I'm going to share my trading platform and we'll get right into positions. Here's the SPY. Okay, you can see at the very top up here, right now we're clicking at 750. That's live. It closed at 747 Friday, and right now it's at 750. I can go to a flexible chart and it'll show you over here a little bit better. Okay, I hope you can see this. You may not be able to on that right side, but here's where we closed. Okay, and I could mark that. I'll do that. We closed at the high right there, about 748.87. We didn't close there. We got up there. We closed at 747.03, excuse me. And the low of the day Friday looks like was about right there, which is 735.55. And as we speak, we are trading at 750. So the market's up roughly $2 a share on the SPY. Okay. So let's get back out of that. Let me take that off and let's go to my stocks that I have purchased and give you a total update. Let's go to Dow Chemical. I see Dow Chemical, and some of these I know I've already sold AT&T. I don't know if I even made a video of that. Made a little money on that, but I'm going to show you what I have right now. Okay, I still have Dow. I know you can see this 622 date. That's when I bought Dow. I got a September 1830 call. That means it expires September the 18th. Strike is 30. We need that stock to be over 30. I'm looking at it. It's at 30.29. So should we be making money? We should, but because of theta decay and because we bought it, let's see here. Let me move this over here where I can see. We bought it down here. If you can see on 722, well, look where we bought it right here. Just as soon as the stock got below 30, we purchased it. I didn't wait. Should I have waited? Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. I could have waited because what happened? It stayed oversold from 622 really until 77. So when a stock does that, you're going to have some theta decay, and it may take you time to get back in the black. And that's been the case with us, okay, with me. And I actually, right in here, about 723, I think I was about even. I might have been making a little bit of money. Then the stock gapped down. Didn't have a really good week last week. So where am I? I am down $113 on that stock right now. I paid $305 for it, and it's at 192. Okay, so remember September the 18th. I still have 47 days before this expires, so I do have some time, and I'm going to wait on it. And let's see, especially since we are moving up a little bit here. Okay, but right now it's the RSI 50. Okay, next item is Ions. We just saw that Ions had some insider buying, and you can see we bought Ion. Here's your arrow on 716, and right here's where we bought it, and the stock went down from where we bought it, stayed oversold a little longer than I wanted, obviously, then it came out of it on 723. Lo and behold, it went back down under 30 this week. Excuse me. And we bought a September 1855 call. We're not close to our strike price. It's 51.77. So you know before I click on there that we're going to be down on that too. Big. And I paid $489. It's trading at $235, excuse me. And so we're down $254 on Ions. Got time, I'm okay, and I'm going to sit back and be patient. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Netflix. Netflix got under an RSI of 30. It looks like around 720. We purchased it, made a good purchase on that. Got lucky, whatever you want to call it. Didn't stay under 30 very long, and you can see what's happened to it. Okay, we had a little bit of a pop. We got some blue bars. Looks like we're working on an inside bar right here. That's what that dot means. You probably made it worse, harder to see for you. But anyway, the RSI right now is 44.60. We bought, when I bought it, I've got listed here, the RSI was 28.87. The price was 67.71. And the price is 71.71 now. And I didn't buy September 18. I bought a December 18, 67 calls. So I bought an in the money call and I went way out and it cost me $780.66. And right now that's trading at 10.17. So we're up $236.84 on Netflix. Okay. Good company, oversold. We purchased it and it's working out. Okay. Let's go to the next one. And that would be Oracle. Man, what a story on this software company. Look at this company, $250 the 1st of June, got all the way down to $114.50 on 7/28. Are you kidding me? Man, we've had a massive sell-off on Oracle. The first time it got under the RSI of 30, around 6:30, we jump in and buy it because it's technically oversold. Look at these green arrows when it comes out of the RSI. It goes up and then it goes back down. It goes up. It has come out of the 30 RSI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since 6/29. Isn't that crazy? In other words, it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you can see it right here. Right here is where we bought it. 146 a share, and it's at 129.87. So we are losing money, but here's what I've done. I have purchased this 3 different times. Okay. And the last time that I purchased it, well, you can see it here. On 7/14, I had two calls and I had $2,400 in them that averaged 12.06. September 18, 150 strike, because my initial purchase here was a 150 strike. Okay. And then 3 days later, I bought another one for $6 on 7/17. So that gave me 3 options. So now my cost is $3,000. And I've got on here to sell if it gets less than 118. It did trade less than 118. Okay. And I did not sell. Why did I? Right here, it got less than 318. Okay. Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, I had hernia surgery on 7/24. So I was not available for the market that Friday, last Friday, a week ago Friday, excuse me. So I was not able to do that. And then I come and look at it that weekend. And on that Monday, I'm like, buy, sell, what should I do? Well, I looked at the MACD, okay, and I saw a positive cross on MACD. And I said, you know what? I really think that I need to hold on to it. And not only that, but I need to buy more. So that's exactly what I did. I bought 2 more, which gave me 5 total contracts. Now I've got nearly $4,000 in Oracle. Okay. But at one time I was down about $1,500 on this company. And now the stock has come out of that RSI 30 and it's at RSI 43. It's at RSI 43.80. I believe that's right. Should be about a 43.80. And with me buying it down here and adding to it and bringing down my average cost, that's helped me a lot. So right now I have 5 contracts and my cost in them is $7.84. And that should equate to about $4,000 if you do the math. Because if it were $8, 5 times 8 is 40. So it's right under that. And Friday it closed at 7:30. So I'm 50 cents away. So 5 times 5 is 25. I'm $250 away. And it's actually more than that because I'm down right now $273.31 on Oracle. Okay. So what I think will happen, what I hope will happen is this week we'll get a good follow through. Now, right now, pre-market, it's trading at 131. So if it opened up at that, I'm fairly positive that I will be in the black on that tomorrow morning. That's a big if. Okay. And I'll have a decision to make tomorrow. Do you, if it has a good day, do you get out of it, or do you put a stop loss? Do you sell 3 of them and hold 2? We'll see. I'll just see what's going on. Okay. And another thing, I'm starting my teaching job tomorrow. Finishing up my last year, the students come back tomorrow. So I'll be very, very busy with that. And I'm not going to be in front of a computer screen, certainly trading, but I'll check that out and just see how we look. I may have to put in one of those automated sales early in the morning. But anyway, we're in Oracle. We bought it when it was oversold, had a tough time with it. We've added to it. And hopefully this thing will work out. We'll make a little money on Oracle this coming up week. Okay, next item. Let's go to Tronox. When I say Tronox, most of you do not have any idea what that is. I did a video on that. Tronox became oversold on 7/16. Right here's the box. We bought 1,000 shares at $5.75. That gave us $57.50 in it. They have earnings this week, and that will be Wednesday, I guess, or Thursday. What is that? Wednesday, August the 5th. Let's see. No, it's August the 6th. So I need to change that. August the 6th, they have earnings. I've been mixed up on these earnings, so I'm going to change that real quick. So they have earnings August the 6th, which is, what did I say? Thursday after the bell. And I'm going to hold on to it. And Tronox was doing really well for us. We bought it right in here. You can see right there. And what did it do? Boom! It went up immediately. I mean, it got up to $6.72. Okay, so basically, I was up $1,000, and I've given all of that back. And right now, I'm up $90. Okay. So why did I sell? I didn't want to sell because of earnings. I want to see what they do with earnings. And I really feel like they should catch some bids leading up to earnings. Hopefully they will. And we'll see. We'll see how that goes. May not. But it's a chemical company in Hamilton, Mississippi. A friend of mine, Jimmy Johnson, works there. And it's a good company. It's a pigment company. Every time you paint, you have to have pigment to have paint, and they're part of that. Old Kerr McGee company. So we'll see. If I have a good profit in it before earnings, I may sell it, or I may just hold it through. I don't know. I'll just have to kind of wait and see what's going on at that time. But right now we are up a little bit on Tronox at $90 a share. Didn't buy options on that because it's not an optionable company. I can go to the trade tab and show you. You can see there's just not any volume. So that's one of those companies you just don't need to buy options on. You can buy them, but not for me. There's not enough volume, not enough open interest. It's a share company. You buy shares on this one. Next company, Google. So Google announced earnings, and you see right here after the earnings, boom, went down. I bought it. Okay, I've got about 40 shares of Google, and average cost is $332.48. And that tells you I've got about $13,300 in that company. Shares only. I don't have an option. Had a really good day Friday, and proud of that. Right here is your arrow of 723 when they were oversold. I jump in. Any good, big, major company that clicks that RSI less than 30, especially if they're on this left screen here on my list, I'm going to jump in and buy it. Okay. Why didn't I buy options on that? Well, the VIX was very high. The volatility index options were inflated, and I felt like the better buy was just to buy shares. So I did. I bought 40 shares, and you can see right here, here's my trade price, $332.48, and I'm up $1,000, nearly $1,100 on that. So we'll see how that goes. And right now it's bid up pre-market $359, $360. Okay, last company, that I have that I'm holding is Tesla. Owned Tesla for a long time, big believer in Elon Musk. Had a very difficult time with Tesla. Did a video on Tesla. And if you remember the video, I told you that the last 3 years, Tesla has broken below the 30 RSI 12 times. Average time, it stayed under 30 3 to 7 days. So what I did, I put on this chart, RSI less than 30. It was under 723, 724, 28, 29. These are trading days. And then it came out of that on 730. So how long did it stay under 30? 4 days. Man, we're right there in our average, aren't we? 3 to 7 days. History is repeating itself. Okay. And then Friday, it stayed over 30. Now, it's not by a lot. It's at 31.69. I wish it was 45 or 50, and maybe it'll hit that this week. I hope it does. But anyway, I bought shares and I bought an option on that. I'm down on both. Okay. But let's see what happens. Right now, it's out of that. It's a big company. It got oversold. I purchased it. It's out of that, and let's see what happens. Right now, it's bid up 312, not much, about $1 a share. So on my shares, my average cost is nearly $329.60. So it's selling at 312, so I'm down $1,200 on my shares. I do have a September 18, 320 call, and I paid nearly $2,500, $2,470 for it. It's trading at $1,725. I'm down $745 on that. So I'm nearly down $2,000 on my shares and my option on Tesla. But there again, it's come out of that RSI 30. And so let's see what happens this week. Maybe we'll catch a bid and we'll start moving up. Let's go back to the chart and see if I missed anything there. And hey, it could go right back under 30 Monday. You know that, I know that. But on our chart, I'm looking at you've got the gap down on earnings right here, and the last I see a bottom right here, then a higher high and a higher low Thursday, and also a higher high and a higher low Friday. So you've got a good technical 2 good days, Thursday and Friday, of the stock printing higher highs and higher lows, which is very positive. Okay. All right. So the last company I want to talk, well, before I do that, right now I'm holding Dow, ONS, Netflix, Oracle, Tronox, Google, and Tesla. And out of that, net, I'm down $1,600. Okay. My negatives are 2803, positives 1194. But overall, you do the math, $1,609 on paper. Okay. That I'm down. So this RSI less than 30 takes, what's that word? Patience. We must be patient. Okay. So the way that you're patient is you don't put a ton of money in something. Okay. You buy shares. If you need to buy shares, you can wait on shares. Okay. You don't have to worry about theta decay. If you want to buy an option, you don't want to buy shares, you buy that option way out. You don't buy weekly calls, weekly puts, whatever. You go way out. And that's what I do. That way it gives me time for the company to come out of that RSI 30 and work for me in a positive way. Okay. I want to finish with probably the biggest stock. AMD is going to be big next week, but Tuesday after the bell, certainly SpaceX. I've done a video on that, and I'll be putting out some shorts on it soon. May do that tonight, but already on my trade channel, Trade with Neil on YouTube, there's over a 4-minute video on SpaceX. And because it's such a big company, a lot of interest, and Elon Musk is obviously affiliated with that. And it's had a very, very difficult time. The biggest IPO in the history of the stock market. And you can see over here to the left, you've got a IPO of 150. Okay. And pre-market IPO of 135 opens up at 150. It got all the way up to 177, pretty much the first day it IPO'd on 6/12. And then the third day it went up to 225.64. And then Katie barred the door. We've got a lot of shorts started loading in. And you can see these red bars here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 14, 19 red bars, 19 days of redness, if you will, overall. And they have earnings after the bell Tuesday on 8/4. And it's showing here that they're going to, about 3:30 Central Standard Time is when they will announce it. Right now, the RSI is at 32.55. It's not less than 30. And let me say something. It drops less than 30 before Friday. I'll be looking at it strongly, but I'll be dipping my toe. I won't be buying a ton of it. Why? Because Thursday's when they release the 911 million shares. They're going to increase, double the float of the stock. And a lot of your insiders are going to be selling that stock. More people may get on top of it and try to short it and push it down. And I'm just going to be very patient. And I want to say this: I will not be buying options on SpaceX. The IV, or the implied volatility, you can see it here. It's at 170%. That is just extremely too high, and that means that the market makers are looking for a big move up or big move down. And what that does, that inflates the premiums on the options. So the better buy would be to buy shares. Okay. And I can show you that. But before I do that, I want to look at this box. Earnings 8/4 Tuesday after the close. Okay. The street is saying they're going to lose 16 to 26 cents a share on $6.75 billion in revenue. Okay. So the bar is low, but still they miss those and don't give good guidance. The stock will go down further. Why? Because the next line, 34% short interest. There's a lot of people. A third of the stock is shorted. Okay. People are saying that they think it's still going to go down. That short interest has done this. It has gone up. It hasn't come down. So volatility will be the word after the market closes Tuesday. Oh my goodness, that SpaceX is going to go way up or way down. There's going to be all kinds of people buying and selling after the market closes, excuse me, on Tuesday. But whatever happens Tuesday, you still must be prudent and wait for Thursday for these shares to release and watch it Friday. Okay. I don't know if they're going to release the shares before the market opens, or is it at the close of the market or the middle of the day? I haven't looked that up, but Friday will probably be bigger than Thursday. Okay. And so you'll have to be real prudent when it comes to SpaceX all week. Now, people that are day trading it will probably do very well. Okay. But they're going to have to be pretty sharp and pretty nimble. I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would suggest sitting back and buying shares. If you've got enough money to buy it, say it's 108, you got $324, loose, and you're going to buy 3 shares. I would certainly wouldn't buy all 3 at one time, no matter what happened. I would buy one. I'd wait a little while, buy another, and certainly this is your prerogative. This is not guidance. This is your prerogative. This is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you and telling you the way I think. Doesn't mean you need to think like that. So keep that in mind. Your prerogative, okay? Your prerogative only. Anyway, so SpaceX, I do want to show you the trade tab, and I want to go to the options this week. And right here, you can see the implied volatility is actually increased. It's 179.46%. In the money call, that would be a 108 call. Right now would cost you $930 for one option. And they're expecting a move of $19.54. So make that $20. So you're looking at a 128, and you take 20 off of that, maybe 88, something like that. Okay, so that's a big move. And what's going to happen Thursday morning is this implied volatility is going to go boom straight down. It's going to cave. It's going to decay. And that basically means that $930 call option at 108 overnight would be cut in half, regardless of where the price goes. So the price would have to go up really probably more than $20 a share for you even to break even to get it back to that. So the IV is so high, and looks like it keeps going up, and it may be, I don't know, over 200% by Wednesday. We'll see, because it's up now. Now let's see. The market's up, futures are up, and I'm looking at SpaceX, and right now it's doing nothing. Nil. That's it. Nothing. So it closed at 108.37. Right now the bid ask is 108.41, 108.48. So what is that telling you? That's telling you that the shorts are in control. There's tons of negativity out there behind the scenes, and these smart people know, okay, that there's 911 million shares just waiting to be sold, and they know that the more supply that you have for demand, if supply outweighs demand, price goes down. It's the same way with an orange as it is a share of stock. So be careful, okay? But these situations can provide a good opportunity for a great company that's got a bright future long term for us to pick up some shares, because I want to be a part of SpaceX. I'm not a part of it right now, but I will be a part of it, because I'm pretty sure next week or the next that I will have me a few shares in the bank, because I do feel like they have a great future. And I know that SpaceX and Tesla are going to merge one day. I don't know when, but they're not going to do it right now. Okay, so I've gone over futures. I've gone over the war. I've gone over economic reports, earnings. I told you what's oversold. Not a whole lot that I'm interested in. I gave you the status of my positions. Finished up with SpaceX, which is going to be the biggest earnings report for us next week after the bell rings on Tuesday. And one thing that I didn't go over that I just thought about, and I'm going to get out of here. Apple. Apple had bad earnings, and you can see here just straight down, boom, it gapped down. Didn't buy it. Why did I not buy it? Well, RSI is 43. What's going to happen with Apple this week? Certainly Apple gets under 30. Do you think I'm going to buy it? Yes. Okay. Would I buy shares? Would I buy options? Would I buy both? Let's look at it. So your IV on Apple, let's go to September 18. Your implied volatility, let's go in the money. Let's say it's 308 right now, 06. And it's going to have to get down probably $300 or below for it to be RSI 30 or less. So I'm going to go to the 300 strike, September 18. So it's going to cost me about $1,900 today. Now that would be less than that when it gets 300, if it got to 300, because it's over that now, 308.91. So let's just speculate that might be about $15. So $1,500. The IV is $29.40 right now. If it stays around $29.40, less than 30, I'll probably buy options. Okay, instead of buying 100 shares for $30,000, I'd probably buy one or two option contracts for $3,000, $3,500. Does that make sense? So totally different situation than SpaceX. It doesn't have that high implied volatility. So I will be watching Apple, okay, to see if it breaks that 30 RSI this week. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. I've been talking to you about 44 minutes. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and go back to the chat. Let's see, how far out usually on calls and how close to the money when the RSI is under 30. Okay, Ryan, thank you for the question. And I'm going to answer that question and tell you that I usually like to go out 30, 60, 90 days. Okay, so let's just when how far out usually on calls and how close to the money. Okay, so let's I'm gonna reshare my trading platform. I'm gonna go back to Apple right here. So let's just pretend that Apple gets under 30 tomorrow and it trades at 297, 298. I would go to the trade tab and I would say I would definitely be looking at the 47 days. I'd go 47 days out, September the 18th. So I said minimum 30. For a company like Apple, I'd probably do that. Okay. And you're like, well, why are you doing that? Why, if you say 30, why don't you go to September the 4th? Okay. Well, I'll show you. Okay. Between September the 4th date, which is 33 days, and September the 18th, the first thing I want to look at, and I want you to look at, Ryan, is open interest and volume. Okay. So all of these contracts, you need to look at the one, you need to buy the one the week that they have the most open interest and the most volume. That's where the party is. So look at that. September the 4th, 33 days out. Look at a 300 call. Over here, you've got volume 643 and 33 open interest. Go down to September the 11th. Okay. You've got 300 strike. You've got 1,600 volume, 12 option contracts open interest. You don't want to be in a stock that's got 12 open interest contracts. That means 12 that haven't been sold. That's no volume. Okay. So why do you go to September the 18th? Look at this. 300 strike, 5,277 contracts traded Friday. Look at the open interest, 25,000. This is where your institutions are. This is where all your traders are. They're trading on September the 18th week. So out of the month of September, the best week to be would be September the 18th, not the 4th and not the 11th. That's the reason I chose it when I chose it. Okay, so you want to look and say, hey, he said 30 days out, but I don't see a whole lot of volume. I don't see a whole lot of open interest. We'll go out further, and that will give you more time. And not only that, but it gives you plenty of volume that you can get out. So the answer is 30, 60, 90 days out. And then you want to buy at the money or in the money. Okay. So if it trades right there around $300, I would probably do the $300 strike. I would not do the 295. Okay. Why would I not do the 295? Well, look again at open interest and volume. The 295 strike has 486 contracts traded, 12,971 options open interest. Okay. So you look at the 300 strike, it's polar opposite, 5,000 volume. Look at the open interest, 25,000. Out of all of the strikes, the 300 strike has got the most open interest. So I want to be where the volume is. All that's going to do is help me get in and get out very quick. Okay. So that's the reason that I can't sit here and say that every time you need to buy in the money. Because if the stock trades at 297 and the RSI is less than 30, I'm not going to buy the 295 in the money. I'm going to buy the 300 at the money because that's where the volume and the open interest is. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and go back to the chat. And I'm going to say, hope that helps. Okay. So I'm not giving him the answer. I didn't give him the answer. I didn't type all that in. I just included it in the video. But thank you, Ryan, 4982. Okay. I think I answered how far out usually on calls and how. Thanks so much. I enjoyed the live stream. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here, spend a little time with my wife. I hope you guys have a good week and be blessed.